And then, today I'm listening to the news. I hear Mario Cuomo, good guy, isn't going to run for president. Okay, I'm really hurt. I'm shocked. Okay, this is the same guy who said there's no such thing as the mafia. Hey, Mario, I feel real bad that you're not going to run for president. Okay, but then they got Ronald Reagan. It's a good guy. And I'm thinking, they had this thing about him eating monkey brains or monkey glands or something to stay healthy. Now, this hasn't really affected his thinking, is it at all? You got this Iran scam thing, right? I don't know, what are they calling that now? Iran amok or something? I don't know. I don't know what they're calling it. I like politics. Politics are always fun, And I'm thinking, Tom Kane. Now, here's a guy you got to admire because he does commercials for his state. Mario, you don't see Mario doing commercials, right? Any of these DuPont? Nah, they own the state of Delaware, but they don't do commercials. Something, Tom Kane for New Jersey. I'm Tom Kane, New Jersey. Where can you go skiing on a landfill? Drive by toxic waste in oil refineries on your way to a polluted seashore. Pollution and New Jersey, perfect together. And I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do this because it's fun. But there's an old song that was all about polluting New Jersey. And I was going to do it for you. It's like a real short little song. You want to hear a song about polluting New Jersey?
Sure.
Yeah, all right, yeah, okay, we're indifferent. Okay, we're indifferent. All right, go on, coax me. Go on, twist my arm. Wait, go on, please, okay? So let me try to do this. So you might remember it, and you're welcome to sing along, okay? America for smoggy skies, insecticided grain, for strip mine mountains majesty, above the asphalt plain. America, I'm dedicating this to the America spelled with a C, not with a K. Okay. America, America, man sheds his waste on thee, and hides the pines with billboard signs from sea to sea. That's an oldie but a goodie here. This is like the Shays Lounge or something. What is it? The Atlantic Sea Lounge. The next person we got coming up, he's an educator, like myself, He's kind of.
That was the crowd I was in. And I was worse than they were. Yeah, I went out for ice. Now, as I say, the night before, some turkey, really tacky turkey was shooting up in the bathroom. So everybody is under suspicion. So I goes out about 2 in the morning. I went some ice cube for my,
County Community College. Buck you, they call it over there. Drives the relatives crazy. Where you going to school, Ben? I got to buck you. What kind of parents do you have? But anyway, my wife, she's kind of a neat lady. She gives me good gifts. I've gotten 2 really nice gifts in my career. I got a hydraulic floor jack one time. That's great. And last year for Christmas, I got something that I have wanted for the longest time. I got a VCR with the remote control. I now had in my hand the power. 27 shows at the same time. I'm getting good, like this. About to answer the phone, like this. It's great. But one thing I've noticed, when you watch the news, you're watching a show, Larry King comes on and he'll say, now, we'll be right back with that story about the green alien giving out the gold bars across the country. Don't go away. Well, right away, I to the other station, Unfortunately, the networks are starting to get wise to this, right? So what they're doing is they're synchronizing all the TV shows. So you get, right, somebody's back there going, yeah, that's right. What do you get? We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. I hate that. I fool them though. I keep a tape in there just ready to go. Right. It drives my wife nuts. I don't know why she even bought it for me. It drives her crazy. She'll come out and say, dear, what are you watching? She doesn't really talk that way, but it wouldn't be funny if I talked the right way. I say, what are you watching? I say, well, I'm watching St. Elsewhere, The Equalizer, Hotel, Channel 52, New Jersey News, Channel 29 News at 10, and the Nightly Business Report, She said, well, I'm not going to watch television if you're going to change those channels all the time. Are you ready? Well, dear, I'll tell you what. All right, tonight, what do you want to watch? Come on. She said, well, I'd like to watch St. Elsewhere. Okay, fine. So she goes in, she gets the popcorn, the Diet Pepsi, and the cigarettes. Comes out, sits down. It's all ready, right? Watching. That's it. I'm going upstairs. I'm not watching with you anymore. You know, it's great. But I do, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. I'm going to kill myself with this cord. I do watch a lot of television, and I got to thinking. Does anybody in here watch Crime Story? You've seen it? Thank God. That's one of my favorite shows. What's the name of the character, the lead character in Crime Story? Do you know? You don't know? Okay. His name is Mike Torello, Lieutenant Michael Torello. Now that's a pretty tough name, isn't it? I mean, Mike Torello. Do you know what the actor's name is? Dennis Farina. Can you imagine that? Where's Lieutenant Farina? Well, he's out having breakfast. You know. So I got to thinking, another show that I watch all the time when it comes on at 3 in the morning is Hawaii Five-0. Right? I love that show. Now here you got Jack Lord but a real confidence builder. I read in the paper about 3 or 4 weeks ago was that they found out that some of the flight crews on these transcontinental or transoceanic flights are deciding that they're tired of watching MTV and the little storm scope, and they're tired, you know, playing checkers or whatever. So they throw it on autopilot, tracker, and they decide to take naps. One flight crew, the whole flight deck was asleep. Missed LA, went out over the ocean, you know, halfway to Hawaii before the guy woke up. He said, oh, you know, what, Hawaii? You know, this kind of thing. But yeah, they're falling asleep, it's true. But the FAA, as is wont to do, they jumped right in, and they fixed everything. They have snooze alarms in the cockpits now. Denver? Oh, we got to LA. Like that, you know, it's great. And boredom is another reason for turbulence. Has anybody been caught in turbulence in an airplane? Yeah, there is no such thing. There is no such thing. There's no such thing. These guys are up there.
Pilot having fun at the wheel.
You got that right. Thanks for screwing that one up for me. All right? We'll have to leave you home next time. All right? But anyway, another thing that is really involved in safety is the air traffic control system. Now, is everybody familiar with Trenton Mercer County Airport? Now, this is a really busy airport, right? We get, what, 3, 4 planes a day in there, every day. It's fantastic. And I love to go in there because it's nice and easy. You know, you come out, get over Princeton, get on the radio, you say, Trenton Tower, Cessna 64605, start over Princeton, landing Mercer with Sierra.
But I'm up there, and they're trying to teach me everything, and it's like I'm doing the cross yourself, and I'm going like this. It looks like I'm telling God to steal second. You know, it's like, go, God, go. He never gets picked off. I'm like, yeah, it's always good to have God as your lead-off man. And we're in there, and the guy in front of me, it's getting near the end of the service, and the guy in front of me turns, real serious, he looks at me and he says, peace be with you. I'm like, absolutely, dude, yeah, peace be with me. And then he starts giving peace to everybody. Everybody's getting peace. I'm like, come on, I thought I was special. You're giving everybody peace. Come on. Everybody's getting peace? Yeah, getting peace. No. All right, you guys are tough. I can take it. But I'm in there, and then they say, you know, you get the little wafer. I said, you can't chew it. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I mean, God's not, so you're supposed to be, like, dissolved gently in your mouth. It's like, they give you it, and it's like, hey, this is pretty good. This is the best meal I've had since that Andy's crash. Yeah, this is real good. Oh, I like this stuff. And then I'm thinking, you know those wafers, do they ever run out? And if they do they run down to Wawa to get some more? It's like, communion wafers? Third aisle to the left, sir. Thanks, I'll get them. And it's like, who makes them, okay? You only see them in a little gold cup. You never see the bag. And it's like, I know they're made by Nabisco or Keebler, right? I mean, it's the body of Christ. Why can't it be made by elves in a hollow tree? Come on. I like this. All right, we're going to take a short break because we noticed that you had some like empty glasses. So we're going to take like 5 minutes, real short. Mosey up to the bar here. Get your drinks. Feel free also when during the show to get up and mosey up to the bar because like, this is cozy, kind of casual. You know, like we're all friends. We can introduce each other personally. Here there's like 12, 15 of us. You know, we're gonna get a pickup basketball game in a couple minutes. If anybody wants to play. All right, so 5 minutes. We'll be back out here, and I hope you enjoyed the first part. All right, yeah.
What next? What next?
Not much light in here.
Oh, really, Dad? Come on.
I have to run past where.
The next guy coming on is real short, so he's got a complex, so we gave him this stage, you know? Just sort of I can step up, I can step down, I can step up. No? They're so mad. Alright, well, we're gonna keep going here for a while, you know? I was always watching TV, and I really like John Houseman. I think this guy is a real good guy, but I think he kind of, I don't know, this is like, I could be in the NFL if I'm up here. But, John Houseman's a good guy, but I think he sort of sold himself out. He did one commercial, he did it real well. I mean, now they're paying John Houseman in Whoppers, okay? He's doing Burger King, it just doesn't float me the same way. But I figured, now what, if he's doing commercials for anybody, what if he did a commercial for the Ivan Boesky Company? I'm John Houseman, for the investment firm of Ivan Boesky. We make money the old-fashioned way. We steal. That's the truth. I said, you know, anything could happen out there. I said, if Ronald Reagan became president, if Elvis had lived, he would have become president. There's no doubt in my mind. And I could just see him at a press conference if the Iran scam thing had gone on. Somebody in the back would be up there, and Elvis would come up. I'd fluff my hair up if I had any. And Elvis would come up. Thank everybody for coming here. Yeah. I think guy would be in the back. Mr. President, how do you feel about this Iran situation? Well, let me tell you, baby, I'm all shook up. Mr. President, what exactly was your responsibility in the Iran situation? Well, you know, baby, I'd never lie to you, yeah. We're like, yeah, all right, bro. I see there's a lot of Elvis fans here tonight. You know, it's like, here I am, this is Elvis. I sort of look a little like Elvis, you know? It's like, Elvis Presley. Too young to die, too fat to live. That's terrible. But that was it. You know, it was a great show, too. Look at me. I'm like, up and down, up and down. Narcotics. Now I'm like, Star Trek. Now this is a great show. Now I watched this, I was a Trekkie, I was all into this, you know? But the concept and the plot is pretty much the same, okay? They're flying around, they come up to a planet, they pull up, they park, beam down, Kirk runs around, ravages some alien woman, zip, they're gone. It's like slam bam, beam me up, okay? I'm like, yeah, this is great. And Spock is always real calm about something, you know? And even if he doesn't know, okay? And I'm sort of do this myself. Even if he doesn't know, he'll make up some crazy cockamamie thing, you know? Spock, the aliens got the ship gripped like this. What do you think of it? Well, Captain, basically the relationship between the hand grabbing the ship and the force of which holds the ship, we're stuck in the hand of the alien. Okay, Spock, thanks, babe. Yeah, I'm gonna just figure that out for me. And I'm up there, and I know exactly what Star Trek V is going to be. It's going to be Star Trek V, the paternity suit. All of Jim Kirk's children are going to come back to haunt him. And every time they beam down, it's like, this isn't a little the same, okay? They're going to beam down to some planet, and Kirk's up there, all right, the landing party will consist of myself, Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, Ensign Chekhov, and Ensign, no chance whatsoever of surviving this landing. Let's go, beam down, you know? The guy comes out there, a couple seconds go by, the guy in the red shirt, your daddy, jumps in front of some arrow or something, and he dies, he's down there, and William Shatner's overacting as usual. I'm responsible for the lives of 429 crewmen. Well, you lost one there. If he had subtracted everybody who died, it was about 12 by the end of the show. That's why they had to cancel it. But, where am I? All right, the next person coming up is a young man from Trenton State College. He's a nice Irish Catholic boy like myself. Neil Cohen, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Cohen. Hey, all right. There you go, you're bigger than me now. All right, football.
Got on my stage here. I cancel my unicycle act. I'm the type of guy, I beg for sympathy from women. I beg for sympathy, I beg for pity. I still don't get it. I don't know. I'm sitting at the bar before, I'm hitting on some chick. I say, sure, I'm funny and all, but I'm ugly. And she goes, come on, stop that, you're not funny. It's been a while since I lost my virginity, but I haven't been laid in so long, they're thinking of giving it back to me. You ever reading anything, a book, a magazine, a textbook, anything, reading something, you get to the end, you realize you don't remember a thing you read because you were thinking about sex? You know, you're doing fine, you're reading something, you hit the word come and forget it. Boom, you know, the pages are flipping, your mind's off thinking about the horizontal shuffle. So because of this, I just gave up reading, which is a great excuse for up at college. It's like, Mr. Cohen, did you read those 7 chapters in history? I said, no, I did not. I said, would you like to tell us why? Too horny. I said, I understand. One thing I won't read any form of magazine. I won't read magazines. I can't relate to the advertisements. I don't know, all the advertisements. The men, they're strong, they're proud, they're good looking. The women are hanging from it. It's like my man wears this or nothing at all. And it's time to trust me. It's like, this is not my life. I beg for sex, and I still don't get it. And they're like, what do I got to compete with? Muscle magazines? It's like, these are not bodybuilders. These are people who, as children, played around toxic waste sites. And like the women magazines, they're all beautiful, they're all perfect. They're all saying, look, mom, no pores. And like, what the hell kind of articles you women in, like Cosmopolitan, these articles you women read, it's like Oprah Winfrey, 17 ways to make the male penis go limp in 6 seconds. I saw one the other day. Did he come? I don't know. Did he come? Didn't he come? We're already reading a fucking magazine. Why don't you say, did you come? Went for a physical the other day. It's one part I don't understand. It's like the doctor puts his hand down here and says, cough. It's like, what's that gonna prove? I'm really sick. They're gonna fall off? It's like, gee, Mr. Cohen, maybe there is something wrong with it. What else is new? Bought a speakerphone the other day. It's really cool. You know, the phone rings. I don't have to pick up the receiver. Just push a button. The whole room hears it. It's a lot of fun at parties. There'll be 50 people in my room. You know, phone rings. I'm like, shh. Hello? Hello, Neil. This is John. I'm really depressed. Can I talk to you? Go right ahead. I'm a homosexual. And I'm in love with my collie. Tell me about it. Everyone in the room's like, ruin this guy's life real quick. Oh, what else new? Oh, gotta show you guys this. I got a tattoo. Trying to be macho. I got my first tattoo. Ready to see it here? All right. Woo! Call me a rebel. I went into school. I went in with a friend. I went into this tough tattoo place. You know, it's like all these bikers and everything. I go in with a friend. You know, I'm trying to act all tough, big, badass college kid. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I got tattoos every week. I get them and then I cut them off and I get them again. Why don't you do my eye? No, on second thought, do it right here. My friend walks up to him and says, is this gonna hurt? Marines. Is there any Marines out there? Good, I won't get beat up. What's the story with the Marines? I don't know, like, I know the boot camp's supposed to build strength, pride, character, and wash away that pesky thing called personality. My friend went in the Marines, came out, I had more fun talking to a 2x4. I call him up the other day, I say, hey Al, what do you want to do tonight? Kill communists! Well, I was thinking more of a movie or something like that. Know who else is nuts? Music teachers. All music teachers are nuts. Everyone had to take music sometime in their life, and they're all nuts. It's like, I have this music teacher, she's like 110 years old, she got this blonde wig, looks like a poodle that's been hit by a truck, and you know, there's like 45 people in the class, the music's playing, we're talking, the music's playing, she's teaching, suddenly she'll stop and say, somebody's chewing gum. Somebody's chewing gum in this class, stop it, I can't concentrate with gum chewing in this class. I don't know, not that I don't like music, I like music, I don't like heavy metal music. I don't know, I guess I can't have any respect for a male lead singer whose hair weighs more than his body. And there's the concept of headbanging, and bang your head. Bang your head? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's why I go out on dates. I gave that stuff up back Wednesday. Relationships. I think the best term for relationships is, when it rains, it pours. Did you ever notice when you're going with one girl, this is for you guys, you're going with one girl, you got a steady girl, there's all these other women to be had. There's all these other chances to get other girls. But as soon as you lose that one girl, they're gone, they're history. They're nowhere to be found. You're calling up numbers, it's like, it's me, Neil. Neil Cohen. I sat next to you in 6th grade English. Wrote my yearbook to call you. I don't know. All the girls I've been dating, I think they all went to the same school. All the guys, you'll relate to this. All you girls, you went to the same school. You went out, you had a date, you had a lot of fun. You're pulling up to her house, you know. It's like, so Kathy, she's gone. She's out of the car. She's turning out her bedroom light. You know, you didn't even hear the door shut. It's like, had a nice time, nice time. Don't even lean through the window. So after about 3 months, I got smart. I welded the door shut. I don't know. I guess I'm too used to college. I can't adapt out here in real life. It's like I'm in bars now, and it's like my pickup lines don't work. I'm going to these bars. I'm going up to 35-year-old women. I'm like, how you doing? What's your major? So because of this, I wanted to stay an extra year in college. I asked my father for the money. It would have been easier to ask him for his last lung. I said, I got $5,000 in the bank, I'll pay for it. He goes, you don't have $5,000 in the bank? Every penny you have is mine. Every dollar you have is mine. It's all my money. You don't have anything. It's my money. later on that night, he comes up to me and he says, "You have $5,000 sitting in the bank. Why don't you do something with it? Why don't you invest it? Why don't you buy a bonds or something?" I said, "Well, I don't know how to do those sort of things. I'll give it to you. You do it." He goes, "Not my money." I don't know. I think the reason people like to hang out with me is they can tell me things, like really depressing things, really horrible things that hurt them in their life, with a common knowledge that something twice as bad has happened to me just last week. All right. Thank you very much.
Where am I? Well, Neil's a good guy, so we go to church a lot together. You know, we have a good time. Am I still on this thing? Now, so we're moving right along here. Things are going fairly well. What was I just going to tell you? Oh, yeah. Now, I never wanted to be a celebrity. I never said I'm not going to go and do comedy or anything because, you know, I have a good time, but I could never do it. And one time, I'm bartending, and this is one of the reasons. I'm there. John Wayne comes in. I'm like, "Mr. Wayne, holy cow, I'm one of your biggest fans. How are you, sir?" This is how you doing. You got a private men's room? "Oh, no, Mr. Wayne, I'm sorry. We just got the public men's room back there. I'm sorry, can I get you anything else?" He said, "Well, give me a beer." A couple minutes later, he asked me again. He says, "Hey, bartender, you got a private men's room?" "Oh, Mr. Wayne, I'm sorry, we don't. You know, I'm one of your biggest fans, and if we did, I'd let you use it, but we just got the public men's room back there." He's like, "Well, I guess that'll have to do." So a couple minutes later, John Wayne comes back. He's stopping what? "Mr. Wayne, you're stopping what? What happened to you? What happened to you?" "Well, it happens all the time. I walk into the public men's room, everybody spins around and says, 'Hey, you're John Wayne!'" So I ain't gonna do that. Right? But you know, it's one thing, I'm thinking about a thing. Deliverance. Now, this is a great movie. You got John Boyd, Burt Reynolds, right? Burt Reynolds cuts his leg open, looks like something out of Jaws, you know? And I said, this is real. Got that one guy who's like an Academy Award winner. "You got nice lips, boy. I like you." And, you know, Ned Beatty really enjoyed filming that one, right? So, and I'm thinking, you know, they got that one kid, right? The thing that looks like he got crossbred with a puppy or something, you know, and the hair growing out. And so he's sitting there with his banjo. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. So the other guy thinks he's real cool. He's like, he sees this retarded kid, and he kind of reaches in and pulls out his guitar. Okay? He starts playing with the kid. Bada bing, bing. And the kid's over there. Bada bing, bing. Bada bing, bing. Bing, 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 bada bing, 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 bada bing, and the crowd, everyone's like, "Yeah," and they're all happy, bada bing, bing. It's like, "Hey, pal, you're keeping up with a retarded kid. Come on! You want to play with somebody, go down to Carnegie Hall and play with those guys. This is terrible. You're picking on him, you know?" And he's real proud of himself. I don't know why. That's terrible, terrible thing. But the next person we got is a beautiful woman. She's got large tracts of land, and she's really a professional. Marlene Devilla. Ah, here she is. All right.
Thank you, Ray. Oh, it's Swampland. Oh, you're a good-looking group. Check it out. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I want to look good for you guys tonight, so I did wear my Lee press-on nails. I hope you all noticed. Of course, this is my Lee press-on hair. This is the active lane. But, oh, that spotlight is bright. Oh, gosh, I didn't want to be a comedian. I just want to start right out by telling you this is not really what I want to do with my life. My real goal is to be a waitress. But it's so tough to break into the restaurant business. I mean, you've really got to know somebody. So I've got a friend who knows someone who knows a busboy. So I might get that shot yet. I just wish he'd return my calls. But as you can tell, I'm in therapy. Anybody else here in therapy? Nobody's going to admit to that, huh? Whenever I ask if there are any cops out here, nobody ever raises their hand either. Now, I'm in therapy because actually it's a very, very sad story. I was very depressed when I found out that a 19-inch Admiral was actually a color TV set. But luckily, through therapy, I have discovered some things about myself. And for instance, I now know that I need the applause and affection of total strangers. So I hope you guys like my act and laugh a lot tonight because I don't want to have to hurt anybody. Right? I thought I'd talk about some things that are in the news, some current events. Answer me one question. What is it with Republicans named Bud? Bud McFarland, the former National Security Director, just attempted suicide. He took like 30 Valium. A couple of weeks before him, Bud Dwyer, former state treasurer from Pennsylvania, and I stress former, he goes shooting his mouth off. I mean, these Republicans are like serious about their politics. But just to refresh your memories, Bud Dwyer, we got people over here too. Hi, sports fans. This mic is not working. I don't even know why we're attempting this. Maybe I should give it a shot here.
All right. Sound great.
That's because you can't hear me. Is that what you're saying?
What?
Is this any better? Attention Kmart shoppers. Okay, I think that is better. All right. Anyway, so to refresh your memories, what this guy did was he called a press conference, right? And then gave him a piece of his mind. But I thought it was a very stupid move. I mean, he had been indicted and convicted on bribery charges. He was about to face sentencing, and he just blew his chances for a suspended sentence. Probation was out of the question, I'm sure. And I understand that right before he pulled that trigger, he looked up to God and he said, "This Bud's for you." Thank you very much. Politicians, though, you know, it's 1987, which means that right around the corner we've got a presidential election year facing us again. And, you know, I, for one, am glad that they're at least 4 years apart, because it takes me that long to get a straight face. And I was reviewing the list of possible presidential candidates for next year. And, well, let's see, right off the bat, Ted Kennedy's not going to run. He already announced that. Gee, I wonder if there's anything in this man's past that might have influenced that decision. You know, but, oh, Governor Cuomo, New York Governor Cuomo, he announced a couple of days ago that he's not going to run. He said that he went out to California and he wasn't warmly received. A little bit too sensitive, aren't you, Governor? I mean, it's like an Easterner going out to California. I mean, these people are like, oh my God. I mean, you know, there, if somebody asks you to blow in their ear, it's because they're looking for a refill. But let's see who else. Oh, Pat Robertson, the evangelist. Anybody here catch this guy's act? Huh? No? Anybody here watch God TV? Look, you can talk to me, folks. Anyway, 700 Club and all that. I don't know if you're aware of it. This guy is running for the presidency because, catch this, God told him to. All right, Pat, and when God tells me to vote for you, I will. But to get off the track for just a moment, the other evangelist, Oral Roberts. What is this, two gay guys named Bob? Figure out that name. But he said that if he does not get... Cheer up, Lori. If he does not get $4.5 million by next month, God is going to take him home. Let's run to our banks. You know? I can't believe he came out with that statement. It's like, I wonder if this would work in real life. No, hi, Mom. I was talking to God the other day, and Mom, you're not going to believe this, but if you don't pay my rent next month, God is taking me home. And I'm pretty sure he was serious, because he said, or else. So, you know, you better come up with that. But, oh, evangelists, so they drive me crazy. I mean, you ever notice a couple of things about these guys? First of all, they always seem to have lots and lots of hair on their heads. Somebody else's, but a whole bunch of it. And they all talk like this, praise the Lord. You know, what is there, some English teacher with a whip behind them, making them overpronounce every single word? I don't know why they talk like that. Oh, I shouldn't pick on God, really, because my father was an altar boy. He used to work for the guy. And but evangelists, I mean, these are really Jesus freaks, is what it amounts to, right? I mean, I think Jesus could come up with a better PR than these guys. And if you think about it, they patterned themselves out of, you know, after Jesus' life. And who was this guy, Jesus? Have you ever really, really thought about this? I mean, here's a guy, his girlfriend was a hooker, his mother was a virgin, he lived, ate, slept, and drank with 12 other guys. They only hung out with him because his father was God. And he lived at home till he was, what, 30? Then he went out and got a magic act, I think it was. Get a real job. But, all right, back to politicians. Gary Hart, former senator from the state of Colorado. He'll probably run. Not much you can say about Gary Hart, except he has great hair, so I guess if he doesn't make it as president, he's got a career as an evangelist. My favorite, Lee Iacocca. Anybody here read his book, Lee Iacocca's book? But no joke here, I just want to mention that in '79, if you read the book, okay, that was when Chrysler was going in the toilet. I actually did sell Chryslers back there. There might be some connection, I'm not too sure. I did. But anyway, if you read his book, this guy was like Superman. I mean, he took the Chrysler Corporation from the depths of hell and just raised them up and resurrected Chrysler. It was amazing. And I don't know if you remember all of his commercials, but I was hoping that if he does run for the presidency, he's going to try the same campaign, you know, in his commercials. It'd be like, Lee Iacocca, Vote for me, get a check. I think it's got potential. Let's see, our Vice President, Gary Bush. Yeah, it's easy to get his name wrong. You don't even know who this guy is. George Bush. It's got like the personality of what, Lint? Nothing like his boss. Nothing like Ronald Reagan. And this guy, nothing else. It's like 6.5 years of good comedy, you know? But he is the oldest president that we've ever had. And I understand he is kind of somewhere. I don't care what anybody says. Bing Crosby is his father. Yeah. We talk about family. I'm going to talk about my own family for a minute. My father is Sicilian. He's a contractor, and he's from New Jersey. But I wouldn't be doing this for a living if he was in the mafia, so don't get any ideas. However, we do have certain members of the family I know are in the mafia. For instance, my Uncle Vito. Well, Uncle Vito walks with a limp in his wrist. Uncle Vito, really, he's the pink sheep of the family. And the nice thing, though, he is gay, but he's in the mafia. Okay, the nice thing about Uncle Vito, though, is that when he gives you the kiss of death, you also get dinner and dancing. So it's not a bad deal. But the thing about being, okay, the Sicilian side of the family is any of the Italian functions, okay, whether it be a wedding or a wake, shut up! It's my sister, I can do that.
I didn't say anything.
Then it was my neighbor. Whether it be a wedding or a wake, it's always the same story. It's like, you know, keep it up, I'm coming to McDonald's and I'm going to harass you at your job tomorrow. Anyway, it's always the procession of fat ants dressed in black. And it's always the same story. They're always emotional and hysterical and everything. And they're like, you know, at a typical Italian funeral, it's like, oh, please, God, why you think of me? Think of me instead, God, think of me. And I'm in the background seconding the motion. You know, it's like, they're so emotional and hysterical. It's like you got ants doing backflips into the grave. You know. It's a lovely 9.2 for Aunt Rosie. And, but no, more than anything else, the thing I can't stand is that because I'm 32 and single, they never let me forget it for a minute. It's like at any of these functions, you know, the aunts are coming up and pinching me on the cheek and saying, oh, but you're so pretty, how come you're not married? How come you not got a husband? How come you're so alone? How come you don't fuck off? But I can't say that. And, you know, that drives me nuts. But on my mother's side of the family, these things never happen. That's because these people are Irish, all right? These people are Irish, and they know how to drink, they know how to party, they know how to have a good time. And they never asked me that question, and I finally figured out why that is. It's because when I get there, they've been drinking so much that they're seeing double. They think I'm with somebody. My father and mother drive me crazy. You know, they do want me to get married, desperately want me to get married. And it's like, you know, things change. It's really funny. It's like when I was in my teens and I started dating, you know, my father's main concern was that I would marry within my religion. He wanted to be sure I married a Catholic. And he just harped on that forever. You know, you gotta marry a nice Catholic boy, that kind of thing. Then when I got into my 20s and I still wasn't married, okay, things started to change a little bit. And now it was like, just marry within your own race, okay? Just someone within your own race. Now that I'm in my 30s, it's like, my own species, that'll do. You know? Anything. But my father, he always says things to me. It's like the other day, he said, you just wait till you have children of your own. I said, yeah, same to you, Dad. And, my mother's a riot. My mother is going through that change of life deal. Anybody here, I want to ask anybody who's going through it. Anybody got suffering to parents or mothers going through this? Oh, God, it's like really weird. It's like last week she was mom. This week, what, a Viking? I don't know. You know, I just can't get over it. But she says weird things, too. It's like my little brother is still at home, and this kid goes through gallons of milk a day, and she's constantly running to the 7-Eleven and buying milk for this kid. So I heard her say to him the other day, she goes, you know, I'm thinking of getting a cow. I'm just going to put it in the backyard, and then you can help yourself to all the milk you want. And my brother, being the wise ass that he is, said, that's a good idea, Mom, and how about a Girl Scout to go with that cow? So then we'll have plenty of milk and cookies. But my sister's here tonight. I have to tell this story, I swear to God. When she was little, the one thing that oh God, you can play with her head. Little kids, you can play with their heads. You can tell them anything, they'll believe you, right? So we always used to tell her she was adopted. And for years and years, she believed it, right? So then finally, she got a little bit older, and I was going through this whole elaborate story about how we found her and how she was adopted, how damn lucky she is we took her in, and all that stuff. And she spoke up and she goes, "Hey, I know I'm not adopted." "Oh, really, Marie? How did you figure that out?" She goes, "Because I look just like Daddy." Stupid, he's adopted too. I don't know. But, oh, families, God, I'm having problems with my boyfriend's family currently. Well, actually, just his mother. Okay, this woman hates my guts. Oh, God. Anybody here, are you dating this gentleman? Are you married to him, or is he your brother? I mean, what is the deal? You're dating this man. Do you know his mother? Do you get along with his mother?
Hey, I got a life too, you know. Come on. I was just calling in. I got engaged like a couple months ago. I have to check in now twice a night, okay? It's like, I'm still here at the Comedy Store, yeah. I'm still doing okay, okay? And it's like, yeah, okay, what's her name? So anyway, you know, I got out of college. And I said, I gotta find myself a job. I gotta find a profession. So I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a professional wrestler. So I went out and found myself a manager. I found the best manager I could find. He was tough, he was mean. He said, kid, I'm going to train you. I'm going to make you a champion. So I had a couple of bouts. I'm undefeated. Finally I got a championship bout with the Russian Bear. Said, kid, you're tough, you're mean, you're good looking. Well, you're tough and you're mean anyway. Listen, so you're the toughest I ever trained. You're the best, kid, you're the best. But listen, before you go in there against the Russian Bear, I want you to know one thing. Don't get in the pretzel. I said, okay, don't get in the pretzel. Don't get in the pretzel, okay. We go out to the match, 10 seconds go by, the Russian Bear's got me in the pretzel, my manager can't look, he turns away. All of a sudden, there's a roar from the crowd. It's like reverb or something, I mean, like, where are they? There's a roar from the crowd, he turns back, I've broken out of the pretzel, I've got the Russian Bear on his back, they slap the mat, back in the locker room. Kid, how'd you do it? 10 years, no one's ever broken out of the pretzel, how'd you do it? Well, he had me in the pretzel, and he had one arm up like this, and he had one leg up like this, and just before I passed out, I saw the two biggest balls I've ever seen. So I bit them. And you don't know how strong you get when you bite your own ball. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of this thing. I can talk this bugging me. And I'm gonna do a little thing here. It's an old improv. We had a real good time with it. A couple guys were doing it before, but since he's not here, we're gonna steal his stuff. So what I need is a female. I need to get rid of this thing. Don't worry, the steroids are working. That's okay. Ever wonder what happens to people who are on steroids and stop? This. There it is. Brian Bosworth. Look what you have to look for. He thinks he looks good. Now, his hair will fall out. It happens to everybody, okay? So what I need is a female volunteer. I have a plan. It's like, come on up here. Yeah. All right, now you ready for this? This is an old thing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hands behind my back. You put your arms through there, and you're going to be my hands. Okay, you got that? Okay,
I got
so here you go. Make sure your breasts flatten evenly against my back. Okay, very nice. You're putting on a little weight here, aren't you? All right, nice and through. Now we're going to do some warm-up exercise. Now, Tarzan, when he's out in the jungle, right, what's he do? Right? Tarzan, he's out in the jungle, he's got to signal all the animals. What's he do? Somebody help him. Pounds the way, he pounds his chest. Let's have some phlegm, come on. All right, that's good. All right, now that's it. Now fix my hair, just worry about the size, don't worry about the size. All right, yeah, now itch my ear right there. Get some wax out there. All right, now let's get some like itch my nose. All right, get that booger in there. That's a good one. All right, you're warmed up pretty good. So, how long have I been a homosexual? No, get in here. Don't worry, I don't have AIDS or nothing. This is like Julia Child. Today we're making hot pudding. Now relax, okay? Be masculine a little. Like fists or something. All right, yeah, hey, Rocky, yo. All right, relax. Just put your... Well, I think we can do wonderful things in this place. Maybe some curtains over there. Maybe a little mauve coloring. Now, I say put your hands in my pocket, but I don't know where that'll lead. But we're gonna relax now. So now you gotta picture we're out on a street corner, okay? I'm one of those Guido kind of Guyanas, you know. I got the 15 gold chains. Here, open the shirt. Here. Yeah, there you go. Hey. Look Italian. Come on. Yo, hanging out in Chambersburg. Hey, over there. I usually point to single-handed guy. Hey, that's Donna. Hey, good-looking Donna. She's got the big bazumbas. Yeah, Donna with the big bazumbas. Yeah, whoa, baby. Yo, Donna, come here. Yeah, you. Yeah, come here. How you been, Donna? You're looking pretty good, baby. That's it. Yeah, yo, Donna, you're looking pretty good, baby, you know? So, why don't you want to go for a drive in my nice Camaro? Yeah, drive. That's it. With that stick shift. Yeah, no, we'll get that clutch fixed, don't worry. Yeah, we'll go for a ride or something, you know? Maybe we'll go see that movie. Yeah, Donna, we'll go to... Yeah, Donna, you're an American Indian, aren't you? Okay. Yeah, we'll go see that movie. Like, hey, we'll go see Platoon, you know? With the guns. Yeah, the big guns. Yeah, all right. You're what? You're going out with Ken? Ken, that bum? Ah, get out of here. I'll go out with your sister with the big bazumbas. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no business. Stop. All right, next we're going to do, if I get all my mutants in here, all right, come on, and all this line. Wait, come on. What we're going to do now, we're going to do this thing, we call it shotgun jokes, okay? And during this and at the end of this, we're going to give anybody in here an opportunity to come up and tell a joke. Everybody knows like a joke? Anybody? Like if you want to tell the favorite joke or whatever joke, we're going to let you come up here and do this. This is sort of like fun, all right? So I'll start you off with a good one. This is an oldie but a goodie, all right? There's a fire. Lady's up on the 8th story. She's got her baby. Help me, I've got my baby. Guy comes running up. Lady, throw me the baby. I'll catch it. No, you won't catch it. No, you won't. Lady, I was an all-pro tight end. I didn't drop a pass. 37 straight games. Throw me the baby. He finally convinced her. She drops back. She takes to the bureau. Sets up. Beautiful spiral. Throws the baby out the window. He gets caught in the wind. The crowd hushes. The big fireman's running. He's running. He reaches out. On his fingertips. He catches the baby. The crowd goes wild. He turns and he spikes the baby. Tag off. I'm not going to tell a joke. That was funny. What's the matter, run out of volumes? I'm going to read a newspaper article. It's a good one. The city will distribute 1 million condoms to health clinics. That makes sense, okay? This is the place you want to get your condoms from, the health clinic, because that's usually where you go when you have a sexual problem. The page continues. They will also distribute condoms to drug treatment programs. Now, from my understanding, people that shoot up get AIDS. So what do? Put your needle inside the condom, then stick it in your arm. You won't get AIDS. Is this thing on? Now the good part. It will also distribute condoms to the other community groups. The fags. They don't say that word. The other community groups. Okay? The city will spend $300,000 to get people to use condoms. Some guy comes up to you on the street with $300,000 in a suitcase and says, "We use this condom, take it." Now they interview some lady who's a doctor who's been going to school for 20 years researching AIDS. Here's her statement. There are already many cases of AIDS reported. Please use condoms. Thank you very much. All right, let's select somebody from the audience. Come here. Tell us a joke. Any joke, stupid, funny, it doesn't matter. Come here.
No, I'm sorry, up there.
You can speak. Oh, that's right. You. Wait. Yeah, tag off. Wait. Hey, no, we're tagging off. Go. I don't need this right now. No, bag that.
Right. This is a nice story. I like this. It's a little crazy, but it's kind of funny. I like languages and it's a play on words. It's really neat. You remember Notre Dame Cathedral? Remember the guy who was in the tower of Notre Dame? What was his name?
Thank
you. Well, I got bad news for you. He died. Okay? So the poor priest says, oh my God, what am I going to do? I need somebody to work these the rope's up there. Oh, it's terrible. Oh my God. Well, there's a knock at the door, at the place where the priest lives. I'm not Catholic. I don't know what that is. What is it? Where does the priest live?
Rectory.
Rectory. Thank you. I knew that. But anyway, there's a knock at the, and there's a guy there. He has no arms. He's standing there like this. The priest says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I came for the job. I want to replace Quasimodo." He said, "Well, you can't do that." He says, "You don't have any arms. How are you going to go up there?" And he says, "I can do it. I can do it. Affirmative action. You have to hire the handicapped. I can do it." Well, the priest says, "Oh God, it's against my better judgment, but okay, come on, let's go." They go up to the tower. All set. Guy gets back. Bong! That's the first one, right? Number 2 bell. Bong! Comes back. Misses number 3. Out, off the tower. Rolls over 3 times. Stone dead on the pig. Well, the priest is beside himself. He doesn't know what to do. He says, "Oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew I should." He runs down. He runs outside. Of course, there's a crowd gathered around. He says, "Oh my God, does anybody know this poor soul?" The little guy comes out. No, but his face rings a bell. There's more. So anyway, the priest says, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." All of a sudden, there's another knock at the door of the place where the priest lives, the rectory. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, there's another guy. He's standing there. He looks just like the first guy. He has no arm. The priest says, "Oh my God, I don't believe it. Who are you?" He says, "Well, I'm the other guy's twin brother." He says, "I want the job." He says, "You can't." "Oh, no way, no way." He says, "Wait a minute, look. I told him how to do everything. I'm better than he is. I can do the job. I know I can. Affirmative action. You have to hire me a handicap." The priest says, "Oh my God. All right, come on, let's go up. We'll give it another try." He's set. Bong! Bong! Back. He's out, over, does a roll, all the way down, splat. Stone cold dead. Oh, the priest is upset. He's, "Oh my God, Lord, why did I do this? Why did I do this?" He runs downstairs, he runs outside, and sure enough, there's the crowd again. He says, "Oh my God, please, does anybody know who this poor soul is?" The little guy comes out from the crowd. "No, but he's a dead ringer for the first."
All right, tackle! All right. So there's 3 guys walking down the street. Okay, there's a Jewish guy, a guy from India, and Sylvester Stallone. So they start to ran. They got to find a place to stay. They go up to the obligatory farmhouse. Guy says, "Well, one of you's got to sleep in the barn." So the guy from India says, I will sleep in the barn, no problem." So he goes into the barn. A couple minutes later, there's a knock at the door. Guy comes back. It's the guy from India. He says, "I'm sorry, I cannot sleep in the barn. There's a cow in the barn. Cows are sacred in my country, and I can sleep with the cow." The Jewish guy says, "No problem. I will sleep in the barn. I can do that. I don't feel no guilt." A couple minutes later, there's a knock at the door. It's the Jewish guy. He says, "I'm sorry, I can't sleep in the barn. There's a pig in there. Pig's not kosher. I can't sleep with a non-kosher pig." So, hey, Sylvester Stallone's like, "Hey, absolutely, no problem. I'll sleep in the barn." A couple minutes later, there's a knock at the door. It's a cow and a pig. Ha!
All right. Oh, my stage is gone. All right. Like I said before, I'm going to Trent State College. My major is communications. Before that was criminal justice. Before that it was athletic training. And before that it was theater. Before that it was undecided, which is basically redundant. Yes, since I was a college kid, I do a lot. What you think I do? Watch TV. And I got 2 favorites. I got Love Connection and The Brady Bunch. Love Connection goes on 2 in the morning. Brady Bunch goes on 3 in the afternoon. We have no classes. Love Connection's great. I always wanted to be on that show, get picked, you know, be up in that little square like. She's like, "Well, Chuck, what happened?" "Well, Chuck picked me up. He was drunk. Called my mom a sweet old bimbo. Asked my father if he had any spare rubbers. Took me out to the limo and threw up on me." I'm up there. And well, Brady Bunch, wouldn't you love to move in there, like with a Brady family for just like a week and fuck up their whole lives? It's like, you know, Carol comes home, "Alice, what are you doing in that French maid's outfit?" "I'm sorry, Mrs. Brady Neal made me wear it." A week later, "Where's Alice?" "I fired that old hag. Here, this is our new maid, Inga." Right, tag on.
Go.
Okay, I'm really going out on a limb here because this is the truth. I'm going to tell you a joke my boyfriend told me 8 years ago. And I laughed. I still laugh about this joke years later. No one ever laughs at this joke, but I'm going to give you folks a shot, okay? Foolish me. All right. 25 years ago was when, 30 years ago, it was when radio was popular, before the advent of television, okay? And this program was the #1 rated program on the radio, the most popular. And the format was that this guy would come out and he would answer knock-knock jokes like nobody's business. This guy knew the punchline to every knock-knock joke ever created. And it was a live broadcast, and they had a huge audience, and he would call on people one at a time, and they would come up with their, knock-knock jokes, and he would just answer them one after another. This guy knew them all. One day, he looks out in the sea of faces, and there's a drunk in the back of the audience, and he's desperately trying to get called on. He's raising his hand. He's going crazy. He's trying everything. Finally, the guy exhausts all of the possibilities in the audience. He has to call on this drunk. He says, "Okay, sir, you. What's your knock-knock joke?" Reverb, reverb. The drunk stands up. Says, knock-knock. Who's there? Thank you. Who's there? I'll go. The guy goes crazy. I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. I don't know this joke. God, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? He's thinking, he's searching his brain, he's going crazy. He's bullets of sweat are coming down his face. He cannot believe it. For the first time ever, he does not know the punchline to this joke. He's milking it for all he can. Finally, he has to give up. He goes, "All right, I throw in the towel. I'll go who?" And the drunk goes, "I'll go fuck yourself." Wait, not over yet. I mean, this is a live broadcast. The guy is ruined. He's thrown off the air. The show is canceled. His life is hell. He's on Skid Row. He's a bum. 25 years go by. He happens to run into one of the old producers who did the show originally. Now it's the advent of television, okay? So they go to lunch, they start talking. He says, "You know what? There's quite a bit of time has passed. People aren't going to remember what happened." He said, "I bet you we can revive your career. I bet you we can do the same thing we did 25 years ago on radio. We'll do it on television." I says, "You think it could work?" Sure." He says, "You do your part, I'll do mine. You go study, you learn every knock-knock joke ever, and we'll do it again." Guy says, "All right, we'll give it a try." So they do it. They get back on television, live broadcast, big auditorium. People come from, the most popular rated show on television. Same story, right? This guy is just whipping them out one after another. He's most popular guy on TV. Finally, one day he looks out in the sea of faces, same drunk. 25 years later, same drunk in the back of the audience. Well, he's so sure of himself now, he's not afraid of him. He calls on him. "Okay, you. I remember you. What's your knock-knock joke?" Drunk stands up. Knock-knock. Who's there? Rosemary. Rosemary. Guys, I can't believe it. 25 years later, the same scenario. Rosemary. Rosemary, Rosemary, Rosemary. He thinks and he thinks and he thinks. He can't come. He has no idea what this punchline is. Finally, he gives up. He goes, "I can't believe it. I don't know it. Rosemary who?" And drunk goes, "I'll go fuck yourself."
There's a Jewish guy, right? We're telling any kind of joke we can come up with. There's a Jewish guy, right? So all the what's that, air out? All the flights are booked. So he's got to get a flight on a Arab airline. So he gets in there. He figures, all right, no problem. I'll just sit on the plane. I won't have any problem. He gets down. He sits in his seat, takes his shoes off, puts them up in the frame, starts to relax. The big Arab sitting on one side of him, another big Arab on this side. The Arab looks at him. He hits him. Boom! Je, get me coffee. The guy figures, 430 of them, one of me. I'll get him coffee. A couple minutes later, he comes back. There's a pile of shit in one of his shoes. He gives the Arab guy his coffee. The guy on the other side hits him. Joe, get me coffee. He goes and gets his coffee, gives it to the guy, comes back. There's a lump of shit in his other shoe. So he sits down. The Arab turns to him and he says, "Joe, do you ever think there'll be peace between my people and yours?" And the Jewish guy looks at me and says, "I don't think so. Not as long as you keep shitting in my shoes and I keep pissing in your coffee."
Anybody ever hear a story about Little Billy Badmouth?
No.
3rd grade spelling bee whiz. He knew all the curses.
Nice, sweetheart.
Thank you. Little Billy Badmouth sitting in class. Teacher goes, "Okay, today we're gonna have a spelling bee, but I'm gonna give you a letter, you give me a word, and spell it." So she goes, "Hey." Little Billy Badmouth throws his hand up. She goes, "No way." She calls out Mary. Mary goes, "Apple. A-P-P-L-E. Apple." She goes, "Very good, man. Very good." She goes, "B." Little Billy Badmouth's hand goes way up in the air. She's like, "Oh, no way, no way." "John." John goes, "Bat. B-A-T, bat." So she's going through the alphabet left and right. Finally, the letter R pops up. Little Billy Badmouth's the only kid in the class raising an arm. She's thinking, she said, well, there aren't any curses to start with, all right? She goes, okay, Billy. He goes, rat. Big fucking rat. I go, thanks. Wait, what am I doing? Go.
Go. Oh, go. All right. Is there anybody out here who's got a joke that wants to come up and tell a joke? College students in the back?
I'll come up with
All right, one more without the mic, I guess. You have to bear with me. It's that time of the month again. The rent's due. Okay. Little joke about my mailman. True story. He told me this. Oh, shit. True story. My mailman, his name is Ralph, right? He's delivering mail one day. He goes to our neighbor's house, Mrs. Jones. He goes to put the mail in her mailbox. All of a sudden, there's Mrs. Jones at the front door in a see-through negligee. Well, Ralph can't believe this. This has never happened to him before. And we're retiring, and I mean, after 25 years of faithful service, I asked my husband last night, what should we get Ralph for retirement? And my husband said, fuck him, give him $1. She goes, breakfast was my idea.
Okay, there's a Chinese guy and a Jewish guy, right? Standing there. And Jewish guy goes, wham! Chinese guy. What's that for? He says, that's for Pearl Harbor. He says, wait a minute. I'm Chinese, I'm not Japanese. Chinese, Japanese, what's the difference? The Chinese guy, wham! The Jewish guy. The Jewish guy says, what's that for? He says, that's for the Titanic. He says, wait a minute. The Titanic and an iceberg. It's iceberg, Goldberg, what's the difference?
Going out and play golf the other day with a few of my friends. And you gotta understand, the guys I hang around with, strict girlfriends. Strict. Can't do shit with our girlfriends. So we're out there playing golf. I went to one of my friends and said, listen, I know your girlfriend, total bitch. How did she let you come golfing today? I mean, what did you do? He goes, well, it was simple. Went out last night, bought her an engagement ring, we're engaged. She let me come golfing. Sounds pretty good to me. No, we're playing a few more holes. I'm beating all of them, of course. And I went to my next friend and I said, what about you? I mean, your girlfriend's always on a rag and stuff like that. So, how did you talk her into letting you come play golf today? He goes, well, it's her birthday. Went out, bought her a nice little jacket made out of rabbit fur. She said I could come golf. So, we're almost near the end of the game, and they came up to me and asked me how I talked my girlfriend into letting me come today. I said, well, it was very simple. When we woke up this morning, I said, listen, babe, it's either going to be golf course or intercourse. She said, take a warm sweater.
All right, so this is one of the other jokes that the guy's not here, so we're sort of doing it in memory of him. So we're at a bar. The guy says to the bartender, he says, bartender, I'll bet you $100 I can bite my eye. The guy's like, no way, I'll take that bet. $100 down on the bar. Guy takes his eye out, bites it, puts it back in. Bartender's like, oh, wow, I had a fake eye. He says, I'll tell you what. He says, I'll bet you double or nothing, $1,000 that I can bite my other eye. The bartender's like, hey, no way, no way. Hey, you got two glass eyes. I can see it following me. I can see it moving. He says, all right, $1,000 on the table. Guy takes out his teeth, bites his eye, puts his teeth back in. Takes the money, bartender's like, oh man, $1,000. He says, all right, bartender, I'll let you win your money back. Double or nothing, $2,000, all right, that I can piss in a shot glass from 20 feet away. No way, nobody can do that. All right, here's the money. Boom, puts it on the table. Guy gets up on the bar, put the shot glass out there, and you gotta visualize this. And he pissed it all over the place, on the bartender, all over the bottle. And the guy, the bartender's jumping up now, going, yeah, you didn't get any in the cup. He takes the money. The guy steps off the bar and walks away, no problem. Bartender says, hey, aren't you upset? You just lost $2,000. He says, I'm not upset. I bet those guys at that table over there, $5,000, I could piss all over you and do that. Hey, we had a good night. Thanks for coming so much. We're at the trail on Friday night. And we're here every Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Now you're friends. No, anybody got a shot? All right. See you later. Let him out. All right. House place. All right. You're welcome to stay and drink. All right.
Oh, Dad, please.
Weird shit. Okay, getting back to this. Marina Vice. It stars Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas with the double dong. Check that out. You probably did. Doctor Strange Sex. Does anybody know where that could be taken off from? This guy. I gotta start picking on someone else, man. You're getting bored. You're laughing. Come on, move around. Make some funny little gestures. Or just look normal, at least. Okay. We have Looking for Mr. Good Boner. Right here. 100% comedian. No artificial flavors, no artificial colors. Want a taste? This lady's looking at me like, what the fuck? You're all gonna talk about me tomorrow. Yeah, you should have seen this guy. Oh, this is great. Hey, fantastic. Another customer coming in, please. Everyone stare at her. We're staring at you now. How come you're carrying the pocketbook, sir?
I'm stocking.
Stop. You're,
Get his money and then you give him his.
you're a very nice boy. Okay. The new James Bond thriller for your thighs only. Here's one that I love. This is a cartoon, Little Oral Annie. Part 2 is coming out, Little Anal Annie. With the double down. You guessed it, right? You guys are smart. I don't even have to throw a hint. Shit. Lust in Space. Lady with a robot. Dirty Sherry. Go ahead, make my night. With the double down. That's a one-person show, you know. You gotta watch it. Backside to the Future. Backside to... Alright, I'm gonna say it. Backside to the Future. Thick. You guys are thick. Nice book bag, pal. Where do you go to school? Why don't you take off your jacket and stay a while? Oh, I see you wore your formal bowling shirt today. Could have gotten a little spiffed up. Why don't you take off your jacket? Hold up your hands for a minute. No, wait, leave the gloves on. Did you mug a bum? You know what's fun? You go in the park late at night when the bums are sleeping on a bench, you grab them by the ankles, you see how far you can drag them before they wake up. Look for speed bumps in the park. It's great. Okay, we have the new Arnold Schwarzenegger. What?
I got a list. Where's the spontaneity here? You have to read?
Shut up.
If I wanted shit out of you, I'd squeeze your head.
If I wanted shit out of an asshole, I'd fart.
Good one.
It's a comeback.
I know it.
I made it just for you. Are those John Lennon glasses?
Yeah. They look good.
And what's the beard from? I don't recognize that.
I stole that off because she got the gloves from.
You know, they look kind of curly. By any chance you had them transplanted from a place down below?
Let me order first.
Is that a shockproof watch? No, hey, you.
You're interrupting Zach. Yeah, it is.
That is? Beat it on your head a few times. That's the same shirt you wore last week. He's probably wearing the same underwear, too.
He doesn't wear underwear.
Who said that?
The hell with you, fella. Meet me after the show. Next week, you'll be able to tell everybody if I wear underwear, and yes, I do. It has little hearts on it.
You got a
Heart on? Yeah, I do. Excuse me while I scratch it. This guy's having a heart attack. Does anybody in here know that? What is it? CPR? What's that? Does anybody know that? Your ass is dead. Laugh some more. Can you laugh really hard and make the beer come out of your nose? Can you?
I don't think so.
Meet me after the show. You'll learn. Okay. Getting back to previous things before Mr. Rude walked in. Where do you go to school?
I don't go to school.
Figures. you fake it or what? You just go to a store, buy some books, walk around like, gotta go to class, gotta go to class.
No, I just have all kinds of shit in there.
Did you ever go to school?
Yes.
What grade did you
How
finish?
did I picked up in college?
How did you... Oh, you did go to college.
I went to Trenton State College.
Trenton State College. This half doesn't give a shit where you went.
We didn't go to school.
Yeah, right! Give him a round of applause. Okay. So what did you take? The class for the spontaneous brain dead?
No, public abuse 1 and 2.
Public abuse 1 and 2?
Hey, you need a
Were you an
straight man.
example?
Come on, you were dead.
Yeah, you must have been an example of public abuse. Or child abuse. What are you, an example for birth control? Okay.
No, you have that handled.
Have that handled? Handle this.
That's why you don't need birth control.
Now I gotta leave this guy alone. He's starting to get better than I am. Okay? We're even? Even Steven? Cross your heart? No? If not, I'll poke your ass. Porked. Porked? That's an adult tape. Firebox. You guys are stupid. Total waste. Love lessons. You should try that.
I've seen them all, man.
Take them from him. He doesn't wear any underwear. The sex game. I invented that. I know how to do it. I give instructions. First lesson free. Now I'm gonna go back to pack my shit. Excuse me. You know what this says? Up on top, say 100 you go. That's okay. You would know what a vasectomy is. Would you?
What?
Forget it. She's like Airhead City over here. Vasectomy. Hey. That's a great line. Huh? I had a vasectomy. You'll still be a virgin. Come on. Hey. Go to sleep now. Anybody ever hear babysit? Nobody ever hear him babysit? Ooh. A grunt from the Neanderthal woman sitting up front with 2 dishes of popcorn and a drink. Would you like another dish? It can be arranged. No, but I did babysit for a little brat once. His name was Mark. I took him shopping. I bought him a model airplane. I bought him a model car. I took him to McDonald's. But wait, I say to myself, which I did, let's go over there to Burger King. It's cheaper. And you can understand their drive-thrus. Let's give them a hand. But this is the same kid that calls me his best friend all day, says he loves me, he wishes I was his father, which I probably might be. I get around. Tidy ball man shit. I'm all over the place. But anyway, the kid got mad at me because I wouldn't take him to McDonald's, and he locked my keys in my car. That little kid will never do that again. I took care of him. I glued him to his model airplane and his model car, and he takes them with him wherever he goes. He goes to school, they're with him. He goes to the bathroom, part of one's with him. You should see where I put the spokes and the wheels for that car. Look. How many girls in here think guys are predictable?
Yeah.
You can clap, you don't have to go, like Neanderthal. Excuse me, what's 3 and 4, Miss Neanderthal? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Amazing. How much did your parents have to pay? Did they pay them off separately, or was it one big check? Checks are fun. You know what really sucks about checks, though? When you go into a crowded store on a holiday, you buy all kinds of shit. He knows what I'm gonna say, don't you? Well, then leave. And you go in there. Practice. And you go in there, and you buy all this shit, and you go up to the counter, and you're acting all big, pulling out your checkbook with your personalized checks, with your little initial up in the corner. And the lady goes, gotta have approval. Joey, come over here, gotta have approval. Joanne comes over here. That's a big sum of money there. I'll be right back. She goes over. It's like, why doesn't she just announce it over the loudspeaker? She comes back, top of her lungs. Excuse me, sir. We are very happy that you're patronizing our store. We're very glad you made some of the finest selections in our store. You go for the most expensive goods, but your check is not worth diddly. Oh, thank you very much. Wouldn't you like to teach her a lesson or two about sex? With the double dong. That doesn't work anymore. Is it used up?
It's old.
Coke bottle? 3-liter Pepsi? I don't know. Well, as I was saying, men are predictable, and I guarantee you that every man in here that goes into the bathroom pisses on the little air freshener in the urinal. Don't you know? You get in there, it's like, just to see if it smells when you piss on it. I can imagine some guy written that. What can we make with all urinal air fresheners? They sold millions. Was that a cut?
Yeah.
I gotta go. Thank you very much. I've had a fun evening.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're lucky to have him here tonight. We also have some celebrities from the Trentonian magazine, newspaper. I shouldn't really have a concussion too often. We have beautiful music from the 50s and 60s downstairs. After our next entertainer, we happen to have a man who played Dangerfields in New York. I played with him in New York too. If his mother ever finds out, I'm dead. One night it was Who's on First in New York City, and his name is Ken Bauer, and my name is Pat Carolyn. But he sat there and he stood there and he said, "Oh, I'm Ken, and there's Barbie." And then he was 20 years old at the time. I'm 40, you know, and he thought better of it. And he says, "I don't want all those people to say, you know, that this is my girlfriend. I mean, she shaves more than I do." So he said, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kidding. This is not. It's just, she works with my mother." And I had the devil in me that night. I said, "Ken, I'm carrying your baby. How can you disown me like that?" Well, we're going to be bringing Ken up. Ken, you there? Yeah. Hey, all right, can I do one more? I forgot to tell everybody, I was in medical school one time. He was talking before, you know, and I was very good. I was able to cut up things. I've always been sort of a cut-up. Well, we start cutting with the hands, that they get you used to it, you know. Start cutting the hand and the arm and the chest. And then you start cutting other things. And this is the day I embarrassed myself when I was in medical school. We got to the lower area, and I yelled, "No bones!" Think about it. "Come on, Ken. Bail me out, come on. Here's this." And then downstairs to the music of the 50s and 60s. Bye-bye now.
Obviously a childproof microphone. Got it. How's it going? Welcome to the rodeo room here. They couldn't wait for the paneling to get finished, so they just took it raw. Like that. How's everybody doing? All right. All right, what's up? What do you do for a living?
Make perfume.
You make perfumes. Like what? What kind of perfumes? You obviously operate some of the real heavy, dangerous machinery here. Okay, we'll let that go. What do you do for a living?
Salesman.
Salesman? How did I know? You look just a little too slimy to be real. Now, what do you sell?
Potato chips and pretzels.
Potato chips and pretzels. That's a real valuable service. How about hooking up with Pat? Do something about this
You're eating
popcorn
them right here.
Oh, you're the guy responsible for this stuff. Oh, I got it. What do you do? You see, this is my get acquainted with the audience section of the show. It makes me a little bit more at ease, so if you cooperate, it'll go real fast, okay? What do you do for a living? Secretary for who?
Switlick Parachute Company.
Switlick Parachute Company? That's for real? I used to see that place all the time. What do you do? You just type letters and stuff? You ever, I guess you probably don't get too many replies from unsatisfied customers though, huh? Yeah, you screw up once, fuck it, that's it. Alright, what do you guys do?
In the deli business.
In the deli business? Yeah, I used to work for a deli.
Did you?
Yeah, a long time ago. Wait, both of you? You own the place, or? So come on, so you can tell me what's really in that olive loaf. That's one of the meats that I can't identify. It's like it ranks with spam, you know. It's like that's the big food group.
About the head
Bread,
cheese.
cereal, head cheese. Yeah, Mr. Okay, well, you're back in your seat. What do you do for a living?
I make artificial flavors.
Artificial flavors? Too bad you can't make an artificial personality. Candy panties? What do you actually do at the company, though? Like, what is your job?
Well, I'm the president.
Obviously, a company that's doing real well. So, damn.
I used to make lunch meat.
Oh, I'm having second thoughts about this now. Right around now. But last week was a bad week for me. I'm telling you, I had such incredible pain. I did something on my back. I've had a problem before with my spine, so I've had to go see chiropractors. And I never, you know, as I was growing up, I would hear, you know, fathers and grandfathers and people complaining about back pain. And I always thought, oh, it's a bunch of sissies. It's only a back. How much can it hurt? Until I got one. If you can imagine a 6-inch steel spike in the middle of your spine and then electrify the fucker, that's what it feels like. And I had to go, you know, I even tried the first time going to a doctor, you know, but to see if he could do anything for me. And, oh, man, that's about as bad as my back. But I went to a doctor to see if he could do anything for me. His entire examination consisted of poking me in the back 3 times and prescribing muscle relaxers. And I'm like, what? I can get better drugs on Perry Street. So I decided to go, I started going to chiropractors, and I will defend them to the death because they're about the only thing that works. The only thing is, has anyone ever here gone to chiropractors for anything?
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of you the first time they give you that adjustment, right? Tells you relax, hold your head a little bit, he says, okay, you know, just relax your head. Like, ah, am I alive? It's like, yes, and that'll be $20. I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, you're not going to argue with us. And they always want to bring up things like bills, you know, and he's got your head. And he's going like this, getting ready for this. Mr. Feller, you know your bill is about 3 months delinquent? Yes, I realize that. I'll be taking care of it real soon!
You have insurance?
So now, who needs fucking insurance? I like paying thousands of dollars for no reason. My sister was getting on me saying, well, men just can't take pain. Women have babies, women have periods, and they wear high heels. I'm like, well, we put up with women having babies, periods, and high heels. That's enough pain. But seriously, I do have to kind of sympathize with the women on that point. Because, you know, could you just imagine trying to wear a bra all day? Whoa, that would be kind of uncomfortable. That and high heels, too. Did you see some guy like a loading dock foreman in high heels? All right, this truck's been here since 3 o'clock. I want that thing loaded and out of here in 2 minutes. I gotta go home. My heels are fucking killing me. And if men had periods too, man, we could get a free day off every month, or at least every couple months. You call in? I Stan. Yeah, I'm not gonna be in today. Nah, I'm flowing pretty heavy. Yeah. Wicked cramps too. I'm telling you. Boys, leave me alone. I'll be off the phone in a minute. Babies too. I would never be into having a baby. I'm telling you, cut that shit right at the. If I don't know how some women put up with it. I've been told from a friend of mine who had a baby, said it was like shitting a ham. Yeah, we'll leave that to the women. That's okay. That's all your territory. Kids though, I hate kids. No, kids are okay, but it's just after they get to be about 4 or 5 years old, sell them off for experimentation. They're not cute anymore. There's no point in it. But my kids, though, if I have kids, they will be trained well. They will know never to call their father at the bar when he's doing shots. And by the time they're 6, they had better be able to go to and from the liquor store with a case of beer in half an hour. And you better be in your closet when I get home, too. Where's that car aerial I beat you with? Come on. But, so families are always good stuff for comedy, because I don't have to make any of this shit up. It just happens. Like, I used to love to mess with my brothers and sisters, because when you're the oldest, you can do that kind of stuff and get away with it. Also, you know, we lived out in the boondocks, so there was not much else to do. So I would always have fun doing things like, well, you know, the ketchup packets that your parents will save. Do you save ketchup packets when you go to the restaurants? Burger King and stuff like that? Why? Right? All they ever do is, you know, they pile up in the left-hand door of the refrigerator. You open it up, it's like... So That's okay, I'll fuck with Michael. I'll tell him, like, I'll line him up behind the car in the driveway so they all get run over at once, and I'll say, Mike, look, Dad ran over all the Smurfs. They're all dead. Look, a little Smurfette with 2 lumps. Jeez, that's her right there. But also, my sister was fun to torture, for lack of anything else to do. You remember those Jolly Jumpers? Those things? Remember a Jolly Jumper? It's you would put it in a doorway, and it was elastic, and it was put the kid in it. It was apparently some kind of a pseudo babysitting kind of device, so you could just leave the kid there for a few hours. It's like bounce it up and down. That's good for the bowels. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice diaper to look into after we get her off there. But I would like to do things like, you know, just to pull on it. Say, yeah, that's pretty cool. Kenny, bring your sister into the room. Okay. She didn't always come clean out of the little shot, though. It'd be like... So my sister is a paperweight for our house now. Yeah, she's not much good for anything else. She'll just sit around all day, drool a little bit. But my little brother, he was fun to scare, fun to mess with his head. Things like if I want to watch TV or something, Michael was going to put up a big fight about it. I would just have to remind him that, you know, Michael, either I get to watch what I want, or I tell the monster in the toilet to rip your ass off. And don't do it. But I grew up out in Plainsboro. Anybody know where that's from? Yeah, Plainsboro. Hey! More transients. None of you guys grew up there. I don't even want to hear it.
That's where I work at.
That's where you work at? Yeah, I'm glad I don't live there anymore. I'm going to be seeing another 2 days. Industrial accident in Plainsboro. Some guy with a bad haircut responsible. But grew up out in Plainsboro. Grew up with rednecks. You know what it's like hanging around with rednecks? It's about as exciting as watching fence posts. But these guys they're a strange bunch to hang around with, and I just didn't get along with them too well because I was convinced there's more to life than drinking Bud, going hunting, and listening to Leonard Skinner for the rest of my life. I know there's a little bit more out there. Grateful Dead too. I hate the Grateful Dead. Any Grateful Dead fans out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's out of his coma now. I guess you're happy, right? How could they tell? How did they know he was in a coma? Yeah. Diabetic coma too. Yeah, that's like Liberace's pernicious anemia. I just can't get excited by 20 minutes. Break time. A deadhead would take over stereo in a party. No quicker way to kill a party. But and they were into that kind of stuff. I couldn't do that, you know, and it just bugged me. Then I thought, well, I'd give it a chance, you know, maybe try to get into the groups. And then they say, well, we're going hunting next week. Come on with us. We're going to go hunt some deer. I'm like, what? Isn't that just a little one-sided? Don't you think the deer deserve, like, you know, just go after them with a ball of string and a knife if you want to make a sport out of it. That's like I can go to a video arcade and shoot things where I have no defense, you know. But they tell me things like, well, you know, if we don't hunt those deer, they're going to starve. There's too many of them. We're going to thin out the population. I go, now, wait a minute. I'm thinking to myself, damn, if that's the case, is there like a plane load of hunters on their way to Ethiopia right now? Like I just say, yeah, see this one right here? Got him in a milk line in Zimbabwe. This guy, I winged him, trailed him for 2 months. Found him in a bread line over by some Red Cross station. Scattered that line. Should have seen him run. So, I don't know. Another thing they do for fun out there is running over animals. Running over small animals, which is, you know, nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. But you got to be careful what you run over, though. Yeah? Deer are not the thing to hit with your car. Don't hit a deer with your car. Anyone ever hit a deer? Yeah. Driving? Yeah, they will ruin your car, especially some of these newer Japanese tin can cars. Like, it's over. You know, they look so cute. They look nice. They look like they're posing for Field and Stream all the time. Until you hit one. They're made out of concrete. It's like, you don't hit a deer, you run aground on a deer. And also, a friend of mine thinks, you know, he's some guy I know from up by New York. He thinks this is a great idea, so he comes down. You know, we're out driving around one night, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm not watching where we're going. I'm drinking a beer, rolling a joint, something, I don't know. And I see him. I hear him speeding up, and he goes, "Yeah, I'll get him. I got him. I got him." And just as I look up, I see this little black and white thing go into the front bumper. I was like, "Good going, asshole. You just ran over a skunk. Don't count on getting any women in your car for the next 2 weeks, or until you get it washed. Whatever happens first." But I do feel real bad though. Last week I hit a dog. Yeah, I nailed this thing at 65. No chance, no chance. It wasn't even like hitting a pothole. It felt like nothing. Some cute little Cocker Spaniel. There was nothing I could do. You know, I had a car on one side of me, cement divider on this side, another car right behind me. It was just like, I felt like the sky was going to open up. Ken Fowler, you're going to hell. And I couldn't believe, you know, I felt so bad. I just wasted this poor dog's life for no reason. So I figured the least I could do was eat him. So it would be a total loss. Make little doggy slippers out of his hide and stuff. Oh, come on, it's only a joke! I didn't make the slippers. Okay, now I'm going to spit on somebody. That's good to get your attention back. But, lately I just started going back to school again. We started going back to Montclair. Well, Montclair, if we're breathing, will take you State College. Up there, yeah, I'm going to get a teaching degree. I'm going to be molding young minds. That's a scary thought, huh? But, so I'm getting a chance to watch a lot of TV now, which is, you know, just between doing this and going to school, you know, it's a tough schedule. I mean, every day I get up, I have to decide, is it going to be Wheel of Fortune or Mr. Ed? I don't know. And I watched a lot of TV as a kid, too. I was a TV addict. Watched it all the time. And speaking of Mr. Ed, you know, I kind of enjoyed the show for a while, but then it just got on my nerves that guy wasn't smart enough to get a witness to see the horse talk. I mean, you ever heard of a tape recorder, asshole? Invented him a few years ago. But even then, you know, I guess the horse could be stubborn, so I'm like, all right, if I was the horse's owner, ship that sucker off to a glue factory. Talk your way out of that one. That and Batman, too. Batman got on my nerves. It was fun to watch for a while, but I always got a headache from watching the sideways pictures. Like, right here, I'll do Batman. Why didn't they just shoot that asshole? They always had to come up with these dumb things to get rid of him. I don't know. Another show my parents tried to get me to watch was Davy and Goliath. Remember that? Why not just call it Catholic propaganda? All the time. That show drove me up a wall, and the kid didn't have the brains he was born with. The dog was smarter than he was. Every week it was something like, hey, Goliath, let's go check out that toxic waste dump. Oh, I don't know, Davy. Hey, Goliath, let's go jump on that moving train. Oh, I don't know, Davy. Just for once, I'd like to see the dog have a mind of his own and just say something like, you're on your own, Davy. I can get better ratings on Gumby. That's, you know, they just recycled all those characters from Davy and Goliath into the Gumby show. You know that, right? But Star Trek was my favorite show. That was my show. Why? You know, who doesn't like Star Trek? Oh, yeah, nah, it's only because it's a successful movie, but until then, Star Trek was like, oh, science fiction bullshit, right? This is like Mr. Fuck You Make Me Laugh over here. You're sort of like, okay, I paid $3 to see these assholes, and not one of them has made me crack a smile. What do you do for a living? I'm breaking here for a second.
I sell coffins.
You sell coffins? Business must be jumping, huh? So I guess you must really get a little excited every time there's a good plane disaster or something, right? Yeah. Big business in Lebanon. I'm going over there right now. Funny, what was I talking about? Star Trek? Yeah, okay. Star Trek was the greatest show, and it was always easy to follow. I mean, you didn't have to really see it from week to week. You always knew who were the main characters and who was going to live. Usually it was someone who wasn't wearing a red shirt. It was always, you know, beaming down to the planet. Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, Kirk, Uhura, Chekhov, and Ensign Stone. Guess who's only getting paid scale this week on the show? And it was always, the guy would get killed, and Kirk would be like, God, don't you realize I'm responsible for the lives of 429 crewmen? Spock was the coolest, though, because he, at first look, you know, at first glance, you would think his character was one of the most ridiculous, but he was so cool. He was so smart. I mean, things would be falling apart around them. You know, the Enterprise would be in all kinds of trouble. Kirk would be overacting. Spock and Bones would be sort of at each other's throats. Scotty, of course, didn't have the power. Captain, I cannot do it. I haven't got the power. You know, because you've seen him with a girl. Scotty. You know, this has been a problem now for a while. Perhaps you should go talk to maybe Jim for a while. He doesn't seem to have these problems with women the way you do. Spock would not know anything about what was going on, but he would always sound intelligent not knowing it. You know, Kirk would Kirk would always be in a quandary, like, Mr. Spock, we need to find a planet. Humans need to go to the bathroom. You don't understand these things. You're not all human, but humans need to do these things. Where can we find a planet, Mr. Spock? Captain, you obviously have me mistaken for someone who gives a shit. Kirk, though, you ready for Star Trek V, that movie? William Shatner's directing that one, and I know what it's going to be about. Star Trek V, the paternity suits. Every girl that Kirk ever made love to on that show is going to be coming back with a kid and a big paternity suit. We'll have things with like 8 legs and a hand coming out of its nose and going, that's my dad, yeah, him. Look, I got pointy sideburns just like him, that's my dad. I was just thinking, you know, if I could make a good movie, I'd make lots of money. Right? That's easy. I mean, even halfway trashy movies wouldn't be that bad, because if it becomes a cult classic, you're golden. And I was thinking, you know, Cabbage Patch dolls weren't a real big item this Christmas, right? They didn't go over that well. But I'm going to take a lot of them, the ones that are kind of out of work, you know, bumming around doing nothing, and I'm going to make a movie. It'll be a splatter movie. And I'll be casting Cabbage Patch Kids in all the title roles. And the only thing is, I'm stuck on the title. I don't know whether I want to call it In Coleslaw or Coal Slaughter. It could work. I don't know. Shit. Can't make any money acting, that's for sure. I should know. I tried. You'll starve going to auditions. And also, directors will have you do the dumbest shit. Like I'm doing this play up at school, against my better judgment. It looked like it would be fun. But I auditioned for it, and you know it's going to be a strange fucking show when they ask you things like, you know, the usual stuff, name, age, height, weight, blah, blah, blah. Favorite animal? I'm like, yeah, Lawrence Taylor. I don't know. Then, okay, it comes time for callbacks. You know, I'm going through one audition. Come to callbacks. And he tells us, now, do you remember the animal that you put down on your sheet? I'm like, oh, fuck. I want you to be your animal. Just be your animal. So I'm like, you know, well, Lawrence Taylor, okay, I'll be me. And so, you know, we're jumping around acting like apes and rabbits and dumb shit like that, you know. And so he says, all right, now I want you to act like a human acting like your animal. Now, wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't we already humans acting like animals? Except maybe for him, the guy with the beard. So then he tells us, you know, okay, we'll just go right now. We want you to mate with the closest animal. So I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. There's a cute rabbit over here. I'm into it. Then he tells us, now we want you to become one with that animal. I'm like, no, wait, come on. I'm humping her. How much closer am I going to get? Okay, I won't do that anymore. Fuck it, it's not funny. So you can't make a living at acting unless you have rich parents to support you. So I've been working until I went back to school. I've had some jobs. I've been a waiter. Anybody here ever been a waiter? So no one else here knows what it's like to experience a living hell on earth. Don't do it, Marlene. I'm telling you, it sucks. People will mess with you for no other reason than just to fuck up your entire night. And it's usually old people, I guess, with back pain. That must be what makes them so cranky. And they come in. I had a table once with this guy. He comes in, and he's ordering his dinner. You know, like, well, I want a prime rib. And I said, well, how would you like that done? And he asked me, what's the vegetable tonight? It's green beans, medium rare. So I'm like, okay, he's just messing with me. All right, I asked his wife, I'll have London broil, and you said the vegetable was green beans? I know I'm going to be sorry I said this, but yeah, rare. Okay, that's it. Somebody's going to have to spit in their food for them. Take that. I also worked at a bar for a while, City Gardens. Anybody ever been there from around here? Ever been there on a hardcore night?
No.
I used to like working the hardcore shows. I like hardcore anyway. But they would always put me out at the bar where all the music was, because I was one of the few people that could function in that kind of wall of noise with no problem. The only thing was, I got fired there from a little altercation I had with a customer. This kid kept reaching over the bar and grabbing stuff. And so I tried getting him twice. I missed him. You know, I tried getting his shirt. He's wearing one of these like ripped up t-shirts. It just comes off in my hand. And so he does it again, you know. This time I figured I'd just try to get him by the neck. He has no hair. He shaved his head. That doesn't work. Third time, I finally got him. I just grabbed his ear and went on the bar. And I said, please don't grab things from over the bar. Manager gets a little upset. And he's like, Ken, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, calm down. He thought I wanted to dance. So, and I did work in a deli for a while. A place called Lapidus's in Plainsboro. which is a nice place to work. But after, you know, sometimes, except at lunch, there's nothing else to do, you know. So I sit there, watch the mayonnaise congeal, you know, play continental drift theory with the mayonnaise, like, oh, there goes North America. Push it up there. And my favorite thing to do is throw flies in the microwave oven. See if I can get them to explode. It usually takes a real big fly to explode, though. And I used to thrill the shit out of me for hours on end. Until one day I put a fly in there for 30 seconds and he didn't die. He got out. I went back to work the next day. There was a 300-pound fly sitting in the meat locker, gnawing on a bone, going, "Where's Fowler?" He'll be in tomorrow. Later. So now comes everybody's favorite part of the show. I need a volunteer. Hey, don't all jump up at once. Thank you. I'd like to use, can I use you? What are you doing? You're just sitting there. It's 5 minutes out of your fucking life, all right? Come on up, give her a hand. Hey, come on. Hey, 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 come on up. You don't have any communicable diseases, do you? That's okay, I got enough for both of us. All right. Okay, you remember in school or maybe at a party or something, you ever done the things where you're somebody else's hands, like they put their hands behind? Yeah. You know, it's too late, you're up here. So all you have to do is I'm going to put my hands behind my back like this, just stick your arms through it, and we're going to do a